Hi everyone, my name is Blake Cadwell. I'm the co-founder at Soundly.com. We cover a range of topics from hearing loss to hearing aids and more. And today we're going to talk about the feeling that many of us have had at some point, and that's clogged ears. This complaint often comes up after changes in air pressure or maybe a head cold, could pop up randomly, and we want to talk about what to do and when you might need to be concerned, go see a doctor. And to talk about all of this, I'm joined by audiologist Dr. Amy Sarow. So let's start with the obvious question. What is actually happening inside of my ears when it feels clogged, when I have that clogged up feeling?
So there could be a few things going on. One of the most common reasons why people get that feeling is, as you mentioned, maybe there's been a change in the cabin pressure as you're descending in an airplane. So the eustachian tube is this tube that opens and closes to allow the air pressure in there to equalize. So it connects your ear space to your sinus space, and it just opens and closes. So things, when you yawn, it's going to open and close, or if you're chewing, it's going to do that, which is why some people like to chew gum as they're descending in an airplane. But some people have this on a more regular basis. They have eustachian tube dysfunction. Or they've recently been sick. Maybe they've had a cold or upper respiratory infection. Sometimes you get that clogged up feeling, or allergies as well.
So let's talk about this in two different ways. Maybe first we'll cover what to do if you wake up and this is a feeling you just have had out of the blue. It's not something you experience all the time. Suddenly your ears are feeling clogged. And maybe you can talk to us about the process we should go through, how to get the ears unclogged, and then when to see the doctor. And then at the end of the video, we'll talk about folks that might have this as a more chronic condition or something that comes up more often. What are some of the first things you would suggest that someone try to unclog their ears?
Sure. Well, you could certainly try, it's called the Valsalva maneuver, which is what you do is you take your nose and you hold it closed while you exhale. And that can help to open and close, equalize that pressure in the eustachian tube. And if you notice a difference there, that tells you, okay, so that's probably what's going on. Now, if that doesn't resolve it, you might suspect perhaps there's some wax in my ear. Generally speaking, the ear is self-cleaning, but some of us need some extra help to allow that wax to work its way out. So something you can use are like some drops of mineral oil or something over the counter like Debrox. Allow that to wait a few minutes in your ear to soften any wax, and then in the shower, just some warm water will help it to work its way out. So if that doesn't help and you're still having that going on, then I would recommend some further investigation of, what might be causing that. Potentially it's allergies, fluid in the ear, or a sudden change in your hearing.
So we've talked about someone who had this pop up unexpectedly, but what about for folks that have clogged ears more regularly? This is something they're dealing with day in, day out, or it comes up every week or every month. Are there any other techniques that they can try at home to clear that feeling of clogged ears?
Someone who has this happening regularly, perhaps they have allergies or something else going on with their eustachian tube, they could try an over-the-counter decongestant, saline nasal spray, for example. In addition to the Valsalva maneuver, you can also try the Lowry maneuver, which works the same. You'll hold the nose closed and exhale, and then at the same time, you'll also swallow. Now, you don't want to be overdoing it with those maneuvers, but that is something that can help. Another item that could help is an otovent, which is a device that you can purchase that helps to do essentially the same kinds of things as a Valsalva or Lowry maneuver. Now, you do want to be cautious if you have an active perforation in your eardrum, if you have tubes in the ears, or that type of thing, and stay away from it in that case. You can also use some steam or drink fluids or a neck compress, sometimes some neck exercises if you're having TMJ. And if it's more severe and those types of things aren't helping, you'll want to work with your ENT. They may prescribe something a little bit stronger in terms of, a nasal spray or other things that will help.
Dr. Amy, thank you so much for being here to answer our questions about clogged ears, some of the things you can do if it pops up unexpectedly, and what you can do if it's something you're dealing with on a more regular basis. We appreciate your time, and to you, the viewer, we wish you the best.